Good afternoon, and Salam alaikum to everyone. First of all, let me thank His Excellency and honorable members of this Fire and Safety Committee to be here and give you the information today, what we want to present. My name is Nitin Kishore, working as Regional Product for Emergency Lighting Solutions in Middle East and the region. Now, emphasizing the vision of UAE vision and mission towards the securing higher safety standards in terms of protecting people and lives, embracing the innovations as we see today becoming evident that we need to ensure. So on this regards, let me quickly bring some details to you. So as Eaton as a company, we have been in the market for more than 100 years, providing the highest safety in terms of reliability, in providing the power transmission and the power solutions executions. We work towards the sustainable solutions to make sure the lives, protecting lives and enhancing the safety of the building critical structures. We work towards the digitalization and energy transitions. So let's look into the innovation. Most of the discussions are around the innovations, how it is emphasizing to ensure protecting safety, protecting life of a human persons and building criticality. Let's look into the challenges relevant to what is relevant to the cyber security resilience that could also becoming a part and parcel of innovations as well. As you know that if you see the growing industry as the information that you were pertaining to it, since 5 to 6 years, there is a growth of exponential growth of internet users or internet connectivity across the globe, with a growing population reaching to 8.5 billion people by 2030. The connectivity of 60% of the devices are connected. More than 35 devices in an average are connected in every home that we see here today. So that brings us that estimates of almost like 4.9 billion devices of higher range of IoT devices connected across the globe. That means around 1.7, reaching almost like 1.7 trillion hardware devices are connected across the IT network. So when you have so many devices which are influencing or connecting to day-to-day life, whether it's a critical infrastructure or it could be a personal connectivity as internet devices, it brings us a risk as well. So what threats and challenges that we face? The statistics indicate that more than 600% of the threats has been faced from 2017 until today. So at any point, there are 61% of all the companies are facing some kind of a threats assessment because of the vulnerability mapping that has been faced. And how it is done, it is also noticed that there are more than 100,000 the new threats and malwares has been introduced by the hackers in every day today, so that they are trying to breach the security infrastructure to ensure that. And that contributes to a loss of revenue in terms of dollar around downtime, which contributes around 6 trillion has been lost so far as the statistics analysis done in 2017, and this number keeps on growing. So cyber security threat is real as we face today. It is happening in a personal and also professional or also business critical infrastructures as well. So how the cybersecurity could influence in terms of the life safety solutions? Obviously, there are a lot of products that we are having a life safety solutions. It could be a central battery system, central monitoring system panels, fire alarm panels, voice evacuation panels, or any softwares associated with the emergency lighting or fire safety system solutions. So there could be two ways of attacks that could be eventual. One could be from IT into OT, or that we call it as spear phishing. Or one could be from the OT towards the IT, which we call it as a hacking or having a physical OT or USB installation sticks that can be introduced through the hardware having a network port or USB ports inside the OT devices, such as the panels, the networking interfaces, the PCs and connected. So this could actually imply that there could be a possibility once the hackers get into the system, they could do a threat modeling, and that could cause for the ransomware. You can activate false evacuation alarms, activate emergency lights with no reason, or primary attacks like disconnecting power, disconnecting utility, supporting attacks like FSCP interface disconnection or fire alarm interface disconnection to civil defense, or establishing remote access for loss of view or control or manipulation of view or control is what is the minimum things that we can actually think of when it comes to the life safety solutions if they're connected without any cybersecurity assessment or cybersecurity threat assessment. If you go through the previous couple of events which has been already highlighted or already published in the news, such as Iranian nuclear facility, which is introduction of Stuxnet malware that attacked, US power utility, Mariposa virus, Canadian industrial facility, Ukraine power grid twice it has happened, and also University of Hospital in Dusseldorf. These are some of the few establishments has been affected with the cybersecurity threats and assessments. And if you see, airports is also not left alone. Even the airports also have been affected with the cybersecurity breaches as well. So this could be avoided as a requirement. Now coming to as the country's leaders' vision and safety which has been in place, as IA regulations and ICS standards, the framework indicates that as per the UAE cyber laws as governed by the TDRA requirements, every infrastructure relevant to the critical infrastructure of the system and the equipment has to be protected with the ICS guidelines, which emphasizes in terms of the cybersecurity program establishment, cybersecurity governance, and also risk management mitigation plans as well. How we do it as Eaton, basically there is a flow plan when we have a cybersecurity assessment map from the training to threat modeling in terms of the malware detection, malware assessment, and also vulnerability mapping, and recognizing the fault and also ensuring that the products are designed, the hardware are designed, the softwares are designed when they are connected to the cybersecurity network as a pure building IT network solutions. So now coming to the next relevance about the safety solutions of the higher, where we are currently towards the exit signs and where we can reach towards the higher safety norms of the exit signs. So if I refer to the current requirements or current mapping based upon how we see the exit signs, as per the statistic indicates, there are only 38% of the people which normally see as static exit signs when it comes to evacuation of a building, when the enunciation happens or evacuation has been triggered. So this is a very dangerous number because as per the UAE fire code or as per the standard and strict guidelines, we expect 100% of the people to be evacuated in the building based upon the escape route mapping and escape route signages. But there's only 38% has been effective. That's what we see as a human point of view. How we can actually improve it. So basically what you see is this actually shows maybe a mall area or a building area where people are occupied in a normal premises. But when there's an evacuation, it is a tendency of a human person, as in nature, you always prefer to evacuate where you feel strong or where you feel comfortable, as you know the map where you have entered the building as well. That causes people to have more panic, stampede when there is a real fire situation or emergency situation, congregation of people, or even injuries or injuries as well. So it's not utilized the way it is supposed to be designed as a building network by the safety engineers, fire engineers as well. So how it can be improved in a way that we can see it. If I refer to the UAE Fire Code, is already mentioned in the chapter 5. There is a clause which is mentioned in the UAE Fire Code that upon the integration of the fire alarm system, it is possible to have exit signs to be flashing on-off. So how it works? Basically, you have exit signs always on during a normal condition. But in case, if there's a fire evacuation or fire alert information, you can actually make the exit signs to be flash on-off. It's simply like attracting the attention of a human person for evacuation. So maybe there could be a fire door next to you or behind you or side of you. So you can utilize it rather than thinking of going straight towards the exit sign. So this could enhance the evacuation to the next level from the static exit signs to the flashing exit signs in case of evacuation. And of course, in case of the complete darkness or complete emergency lighting mode, it goes to the full brightness to ensure only the direction attention is focused toward the evacuation itself. So there is also a possibility sometimes you may be in an area or a public or in an area like a hotel or a hall or a tunnel or a complex building. It could be a traditional exit signs which is placed across the door where you see a door which is to be evacuated. But there is always a possibility that what happens if there's a fire behind the door or there's a fire behind the door curtain? How can you inform the people in advance that there is a fire, that you should not use the door to evacuate it? It's always a big question. Now, this actually brings us to another question. Is it the shortest distance, is the safest distance for evacuation in an event of fire? But it cannot be. So it could let us to think in a different way, that shortest path might not be the safest path when there's a fire or when there's a threat modeling has been done. So how, as Eaton, we can actually bring this to the next level is, we call it as the adapt evacuations. So adapt evacuation is basically like a normal exit signs which are placed across the building with the proper guidelines. But in case, if there's a fire modeling, like if there's a case scenario or a cause and effect matrix has been mapped, and based on the case scenarios and threat modeling, you can actually create an algorithm based upon the systems, and actually you can place the exit signs to become cross or change of direction. So example, it's a short video which actually shows, this shows a small video to give you a representation of how this could actually work in an actual premises, like a building, an office floor, or airport projects. You can see people all around the building, which is placed. But instead of one exit sign, there are two exit signs in two different directions now. So as annunciation has been announced, one of the exit signs become cross. That means that particular area, it could be case scenario 1, or the area 1 has been compromised. It is directing the people to use the alternative means of evacuation rather than going in this direction where there's a fire. So this could improve the safety of a people in a better and improved way to increase the higher safety norms or higher safety evacuation strategy. So we also see a possibility this can be not only used for in case of only fire, but also for other purposes. Like example, if you have a mall and you want to actually seal off particular size of the area, you can actually put it as a cross signs for people not to evacuate. Or sometimes you must be hearing in the news, like in universities or US and Europe, there is always a threat of people walking with a gun because of mental imbalance of a people, where you can use the CCTV cameras or threat modeling and inform the people to evacuate in a different direction. So there are different ways of approach that we see. You can improve the evacuation strategy to the next level, having adapt evacuations plan in place in a building network. Now, considering the innovations as a Eaton, we also want to bring in another focus of emergency lighting as well. We call it as a wireless emergency lighting with the cybersecurity protocols as in place. So basically, what we are introducing as a cyber-secured enabled cloud-based network solution as a wireless technology, which is used for renovations, refurbishments, and also for the new buildings, where you see that monitoring is important as a safety element, but you don't need to have an extra cable or data cable that will be connected for making sure that you are connected with the central monitoring stations. So how this can be a seamless network interface and also smart and secure is by actually ensuring the products are self-reliant and self-independent. So that means even if the control panel or the control device is disconnected for any reason, the luminaries which are programmed, whether it is an exit signs or emergency lights, are programmed to work as a safety or fire safety product to ensure that in case of emergency, they operate in the same independent fashion and a manner. So this also can give us, as a technology and innovation requires that you can need more innovations. You can actually connect the controls to like a fire alarm interface, CCTV cameras, FACP controls, anything that you want to program to bring the exit signs to flash on off as well, to achieve the higher safety norms that is possible or required in the new projects. So the systems can be connected backward and forward in terms of the wireless, wired networking devices with a 4G connectivity, TCP/IP connectivity, ensuring the highest form of cybersecurity. It can be connected with the BMS interface, building mapping systems with the cloud-enabled network connections. So I thank you to the team and the members for giving us an opportunity, and thank you and very much. Thank you.